I would prefer to talk to you about peace, but you've written much more about war.
Well, actually not written, but I devoted a whole year of lectures to the question of whether war is a useful analytical tool for studying power relations. There was in 1976 at the Collège de France.
And what conclusion did you come up with?
I really didn't make it easy for myself. I looked at the theory of war in Machiavel and Hobbes. I studied the role of this idea in Henri de Boulainvilliers, one of the first theorists of race. I even tried to reverse von Clausewitz's famous formula: war is the continuation of politics by other means, into the phrase politics is the continuation of war by other means.
And?
It didn't really help. By the end of the year, it was clear to me that there was no point in studying power relations from this angle. I thought it was much better to understand them from the point of view of governmentality, a kind of everyday management of certain ways of life.
Wasn't that perhaps a move that was too quick?
Why that?
Well, just before the lectures at the Collège de France, in your book on discipline and punish, you had already said something about the connection between power and war.
Uh, you mean where I write that the study of the microphysics of power presupposes that the power exercised on the body is conceived not as a property but as a strategy?
Yes, that its effects of domination are attributed not to appropriation but to dispositions, maneuvers, tactics, techniques, functionings.
That one should take as its model a perpetual battle rather than a contract regulating a transaction or the conquest of a territory.
Exactly.
So,
I always thought that it was precisely this consideration that is then very convincingly bolstered with historical evidence in the chapter on the docile bodies, where you talk about disciplining students, soldiers, and workers.
over the whole surface of contact between the body and the object it handles, power is introduced, fastening them to one another. It constitutes a body weapon, body tool, body machine complex. Thus, disciplinary power appears to have the function not so much of deduction as of synthesis, not so much of exploitation of the product as of coercive link with the apparatus of production.
See? That's quite interesting, especially in our time when every cell phone has become a kind of workplace and many video games are simply war games.
Those are really massive effects of power. In the midst of peace, all the young men playing Call of Duty or Counter Strike prepare themselves for war.
Perhaps you have written much more about peace than I thought, in order to show how in it or under it effects of power prepare us for war. Phew. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.